Hi, students and friends. This is your host and teacher, Sayyid Ayazuddin Haider. You're watching Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. So I will continue my video session for past papers, and this time I've selected Cambridge O levels, that is CAI 5070, and variant is 11. It's of October-November 2023. It's paper 1's multiple choice, time 1 hour. There will be 40 questions on this paper, and there are 4 possible answers, A, B, C, and D. You have to choose one of the correct answer. Total mark for this paper is 40. Periodic table is printed in the question paper. So let's start the paper. Number 1. In which changes do the particles move further apart? 1. A gas is heated from 0 degree centigrade to 25 degree centigrade. This must be correct because when you heat the gas, the particles will move further away. So this statement is correct. Number 2, pressure is applied to a gas at constant temperature. When you apply a pressure to gas at constant temperature, they will come closer to each other. So this can't be the correct statement. 3, steam condenses to form water. Steam is the gas state and water is the liquid state. And when you condense steam, it converts to liquid, which means the particle come closer to each other. They will not move further apart. So this is also incorrect. Number 4, water evaporates at room temperature. This is also correct. Water is liquid state. When it evaporates, the molecule leave the water surface, which means it will move further away. So only statement 1 and 4 is correct, which means B is the correct answer in this case. Number 2, data about 2 compounds is given. Both compounds have a simple molecular structure. We have compound H2S and PCl3. The melting point and boiling point of both of these compounds are shown. Boiling point indicates that H2S exists as gas at room temperature and pressure, and PCl3, the melting point and boiling point suggests it must be in the liquid state at room temperature pressure. 2 bottles are placed close together inside a large container at a temperature of 90 degrees centigrade. One bottle contains 1 gram of H2S. The other bottle contains 1 gram of PCl3. A detector is placed in the container 2 meters away from the 2 bottles. The 2 bottles are opened at the same time. Which row is correct? Compound that reaches detector first. First of all, we have to decide which of these will reaches the detector first. For this, I need to work out the MR of both of these. MR of H2S here is hydrogen. 1 is the AR of hydrogen. What about sulfur? Here is sulfur. AR of sulfur is 32. So 2 multiplied by 1 plus 32 gives 34. Now MR of PCl3. Where is P in the periodic table? Here is P. AR is 31. What about Cl? It's 35.5. We have 1 atom of P, so we have 31, and we have 3 atoms of Cl, so 3 will be multiplied by 35.5. Plus 31, 137.5. So it clearly indicates that H2S must diffuse faster than PCl3. So either A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. You see, I have narrowed down the choices. Now it will become easier for you to choose the best answer in this case. In A, what they are saying, explanation, gases diffuses faster than liquids. This can't be the explanation because we are comparing the MR. In B, H2S has a lower MR than PCl3. This is the correct statement. So B must be the right answer in this case. 3. Substances can be elements, compounds, or mixtures. Which row is correct? Now in A, we have copper as element, which is correct. Brass as compound. This is incorrect. Zinc is mixture. This is incorrect. So A is incorrect. B, element methane. This is incorrect. So no need to read the other options. You can save your time in this way. C, nitrogen is element. This is correct. Compound, carbon dioxide. This is also correct. Mixture, water vapor. This is incorrect. So obviously D will be the right answer. Element, oxygen. Compound, glucose. Mixture, air. 4. The letters X, Y, and Z represent different atoms. We have X, Y, and Z. Which statement is correct? A. X and Y are the same element. If you look at the proton number, both of these have same proton number. So they must be the same element. So A must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements. B. X and Z are the same element. So if you look at the proton number, they have different proton numbers. So they can't be the same element. This is incorrect. C. X has more protons than Y. This is wrong because X and Y both are having same protons. D. Z has more neutrons than Y. For Z, if you want to work out the neutrons, it must be 40 minus 20 gives 20. What about Y? 39 minus 19 gives 20. They have same number of neutrons. This is also incorrect. A will be the right answer in this case. Number 5. A student makes 3 statements. 1. Calcium ions have a 2+ charge and oxide ions have a 2- charge. This statement is correct. Number 2, magnesium ions and oxide ions have the same electronic configuration as neon. Here is magnesium and here is oxygen. Magnesium is a metal, so it will lose 2 electrons. Here is a proton number of magnesium, which means it has 12 electrons. So after losing electrons, Mg will be left with 10 electrons. Mg plus 2 will be left with 10 electrons. What about oxygen? Oxygen has 8 electrons. So after gaining 2 electrons, it will acquire -2 charge or 2- charge. Now it will also have 10 electrons. Both of these have acquired the electronic configuration of neon. Here's neon. 10 is the proton number of neon, which means it has 10 as the number of electrons. So this statement is also correct. 3. Calcium ions have 3 full electron shells and magnesium ions have 2 full electron shells. Calcium ion, where is calcium? Where is calcium? Calcium has, it's in the 4th period and it's in group 2. So it will also lose 2 electrons like magnesium, and then it will be left with 18 electrons instead of 20. So how many shell will it has now? 2, 8, 8. 3 shells. What about magnesium? 2 plus 2, 8. So this statement is also correct. So all these 3 statements are correct. So A must be the right answer for number 5. Number 6. 4 statements about graphite, diamond, and silicon 4 oxide are listed. Number 1, diamond and silicon 4 oxide are both very hard and similar structures. This is correct because diamond has tetrahedral structure. This is the structure of diamond. I am drawing the small part. And silicon oxide, 4 oxide, also have this structure. So the statement is correct. Number 2, in diamond, each carbon atom is joined to 4 other carbon atoms. This is also correct. Because in diamond, one carbon is attached to 4 other carbon atoms. Number 3, silicon 4 oxide forms a giant structure of silicon and oxygen atoms. This is also correct because it is a giant structure of silicon and oxygen atoms. Number 4, diamond and graphite both conduct electricity because they are both forms of carbon. This is incorrect. The reason is that only graphite conducts electricity. Diamond does not conduct electricity. So only 1, 2, and 3 is correct. So A must be the right answer for number 6. Number 7. Which row is correct? A, ammonia compound molecular formula NH4. This is incorrect because ammonia, the formula is NH3. B, ethene molecular formula C2H6. This is also incorrect. The formula must be C2H4. C, methanol. It's a compound formula CH4O. This is correct because methanol, the formula is CH3OH or CH4O. So this is the right one. So this must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the last choice also. Compound propanoic acid, molecular formula C3H8O2. There will be 3 carbon atoms in propanoic acid. The formula, structure formula must be this: CH3, CH2, COOH, or 3 carbon C3, H3 plus 2 plus 1, 6, O2. So this is incorrect. So C must be the right answer for number 7. 8. Compound Y is the only substance formed when 500 centimeter cube of ammonia reacts with 250 centimeter cube of carbon dioxide. All measurements are at RTP. RTP is room temperature and pressure. What is the formula of Y? Now what I will do, I will convert this into moles. We have 500 centimeter cube of ammonia. At RTP, we know that 1 mole occupies 24,000 centimeter cube. Therefore, X mole occupies 500 centimeter cube. This will be for ammonia. So X becomes equal to 500 divided by 24,000. So the answer is 500 divided by 24, 0.0208. 0.0208. What about carbon dioxide? Same logic will be applicable for carbon dioxide. This is for ammonia. So for carbon dioxide, we'll get 250 divided by 24,000. 250 divided by 24. 0.01. 0.0104. These are the moles for carbon dioxide. So I will write here's CO2 and here's NH3. If 0.0104 reacts with 0.0208, then 1 mole reacts with X of ammonia. This will help us in predicting the number of molecules involved in this. So X is equal to 0.0208 divided by 0.0104, 2 moles. So we must have 2 moles of ammonia reacting with 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So if you look at the choices, so only choice B seems that in this 1 mole of carbon dioxide has reacted with 2 moles of NH3. Because a compound is having CO2, N2, H6. So this looks correct to me. What about in 1? In 1, we have N2, H8 and CO3. So this is incorrect. What about C? In C, we are having N2, H4, CO. This is also incorrect. Last one, N2, H8, CO2. This is also incorrect. So B must be the right answer. 9. How many sodium ions are there in 30 grams of sodium sulfate? Now, what I will do, first of all, I will convert this gram of sodium sulfate into moles. What is the formula of sodium sulfate? Sodium, ion is Na, sulfate is SO4. You have to learn SO4 must carry -2 charge. Where is sodium? Sodium, here is sodium, it's in group 1, it's carrying +1 charge. So, ignore their charges. These subscripts will be exchanged. What you will get? You will get Na2SO4. What about the MR of Na2SO4? NaSO. Na, AR is 23. S, here is S. AR is 32. Oxygen, here is oxygen. AR is 16. So 2 multiplied by 23 plus 32 plus 4 multiplied by 16. You have 46 plus 32 plus 64. 46 plus 64. 142. 142 is the MR. So in order to calculate the moles of Na2SO4, we need to divide 30 gram by 142. So what you will get? 30 divided by 142, 0.211. 0.211. So NO2SO4. So NO2SO4 to 1 mole gives 2 moles of Na. You see, 2 is here. That's why. So 0.211 mole gives X moles. Cross 2 will be multiplied by 0.211. 0.211 multiplied by 2. 0.422 moles of sodium ions. So 0.422 moles multiplied by 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. What we will get? 0.422 multiplied by 6.02, 2.540 into 10 raised to power 23. So B must be the right answer in this case. Number 10. 3 compounds are listed. Copper 2 nitrate, CuNO3 hold twice, zinc sulfate, ZnSO4, sodium thiosulfate, Na2S2O3. Which row shows the element that is present in the greatest percentage by mass in each compound? Relative formula mass of each of these is given. For CuNO3 hold twice, it's 188. For ZnSO4, it's 161. For Na2S2O3, 158. Let's see. For copper 2 nitrate, they have mentioned copper and oxygen. We need to know the AR of these elements. Copper, Cu, oxygen, O, Zn, zinc, sulfur, sodium, Na. Copper, where is copper? AR is 64. Zn, 65. So we have 64, 65. Oxygen, it's 16. Sulfur is 32. Sodium is 23. Let's work out for copper 2 nitrate first. So we have one atom of copper. So 64 will be multiplied by percentage copper. 64 multiplied by 100 divided by 188. 64, 100 divided by 188. $34.04. What about oxygen in CuNO3 whole twice? So we have 3 multiplied by 2, 6 atoms of oxygen. So percentage of oxygen will be 6 multiplied by 16 multiplied by 100 divided by 188. Six multiplied by 16 multiplied by 100 divided by 188. 51.063. Now, which means that either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. You see, I have narrowed down the choices, so no need to work for the oxygen in zinc sulfate as well as in sodium thiosulfate. And you don't need to work for the percentage of zinc in zinc sulfate because obviously both C and D contain zinc. So zinc must be present in the large percentage. What about sodium thiosulfate? It's either sodium or sulfur. If you look at the formula of sodium thiosulfate, it is Na2S2O3 and AR of Na is 23. You need to multiply it by 2. So for Na, if you multiply 23 by 2, what you will get? You will get 46. What about sulfur? Here you also have sulfur. So sulfur, where is sulfur? Sir, it's 32. So 32 multiplied by 2 because there are 2 atoms of sulfur in it and you will get 64. So obviously sulfur must be present in the large percentage. So D must be the right answer in this case. Number 11. The complete combustion of 20 centimeter cube of gaseous alkane X requires 130 centimeter cube of oxygen. Both volumes are measured at RTP. What could be the identity of X? So what I will do, I will convert these into moles. It's written at RTP. So at RTP, you know, 1 mole occupies 24,000 centimeter cube. Therefore, X mole occupies 20 centimeter cube. So X will be 20 divided by 24,000. So we are getting 0.0008 moles for the alkanes. What about the other one, oxygen? This is for the alkane. For oxygen, same logic is applicable, and I will divide this time 130 by 24,000 centimeter cube. So 130 divided by 24,000, and we are getting 0.00541. 0.00541. Now let's calculate the oxygen for 1 mole of alkane. These are the moles. 0.0008 reacting with 0.00541 CO2, this is alkane. 1 mole reacting with X mole of O2. 0.00541 divided by 6.7625. Or 6.762. So which means if you'll round it off for oxygen, we need to multiply it by 2. So for alkane, there must be 2 moles of the alkanes reacting with 2 multiplied by 6.7625, 13 moles of O2. 2 moles reacting with 13 moles. So butane, what is the formula of butane? Butane is C4H10 plus O2 gives, and here they are saying complete combustion, CO2 plus H2O. So I'm saying 2 moles reacting. So I will write 2 here. So 2 for the 8. What about oxygen? They are saying 13 moles. Huh? I'm writing 13 here. So for hydrogen, 10. I will write 10 here. What about oxygen? 10. Here 10. 8 2s are 16. 16 plus 10, 26. So A looks correct to me. A looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am doing the combustion reactions for the others also. Ethane. What is the formula for ethane? It's C2H6 plus O2. Now they are saying 2 moles reacting with 13 moles. What you will get? CO2 plus H2O. CO2, 2 to the 4, 4 CO2. What about hydrogen? 6 H2O. How many oxygen here? 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6 gives 14. So this is incorrect. We are not getting 14. You must get 13 multiplied by 2, that is 26 atoms of oxygen reacting. So C, methane, CH4, this also seems incorrect to me. 13, 2 moles, CO2 plus H2O, carbon 2, hydrogen 4 2s are 8, this is also incorrect. Propane, C3H8 plus O2, 2, 13, DFCO2 plus H2O, carbon 6 CO2, water 8 H2O. Let's count oxygen. 6 2s are 12. 12 plus 8 gives 20. So this is also incorrect. So A must be the right answer for number 11. Number 12, aqueous copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed with copper electrodes. What is the equation for the reaction occurring at the anode? Now copper electrodes are used, which means there must be increase in mass at cathode due to deposition of copper +2 ions as copper, and decrease in mass at anode due to the copper anode dissolving to gives Cu+2 and 2 electrons. So A must be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. 13. Three statements about fuel cells are given. A hydrogen oxygen fuel cell requires a continuous input of fuel and oxygen. This is correct. Number 2, in a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, hydrogen is burned in oxygen to produce electricity. This is incorrect because H positive ion reacting with the oxygen produce water and electricity is produced in this process. When a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is operating, water is the only chemical product. This is also correct. 1 and 3 is correct. So C must be the right answer in this case. 14. Under certain conditions, nitrogen reacts with oxygen to form N2O. 2N2 gas plus O2 gas gives 2N2O gas. The reaction pathway diagram is shown. Here's the reaction pathway diagram. This reaction pathway diagram shows it's an endothermic reaction. What is the activation energy of the reverse reaction? So we need to calculate the activation energy of the reverse reaction. So delta H in this case, what you will do, you simply subtract delta H from activation energy. Here's activation energy. It's EA, activation energy, and this one is delta H. So EA minus delta H. So 447 minus 164 minus 164 gives 283. So D must be the right answer in this case. It's plus 283. Number 15. Hydrogen and bromine react to form hydrogen bromide. This is the reaction. Bond energy data is given in the table. Here is a bond. We have HH bond, BR bond, BR, H bond, BR. Bond energy in kilojoule per mole. What is the enthalpy change? Delta H for this reaction. You know the formula for delta H. Energy needed for bond breaking minus energy released in bond making. So what do you have? We have H2 plus Br2 gives 2HBr. I am going to draw the displayed formula of these. So we have H2, H bond H plus Br bond Br. This is the reactant. These are the reactants. Products 2HBr, HBr, HBr. So HH, we have 436 plus BR 193. What you will get? 3 plus 6, 9. 9 plus 3, 12, 629. 629 minus we have HBr 2 multiplied by 366. 2 multiplied by 6, 12, 2, 6, 12, 1, 13, 2, 3, 6, 7, 732, minus 732, 629, 629, minus 732, minus 103. So B must be the right answer for number 15. Number 16, octane C8H18 is a hydrocarbon. When octane is mixed with an excess of oxygen, no change takes place unless energy is supplied. If energy is supplied in the form of heat or an electric spark, a change takes place quickly. The products of this change include carbon dioxide. Which part of this description shows that the change is a chemical change? Remember, during a chemical change, we will always get new product. So in A, octane is a hydrocarbon. This statement does not suggest that it's a chemical change. B, no change takes place unless energy is supplied. This also is incorrect statement. C, the change takes place quickly. This is also incorrect. Carbon dioxide is produced. This is the correct statement because we have new substance produced. New substance produced. So this must be the chemical change. So D must be the right answer. Number 17, student plans to investigate how the rate of the reaction changes when hydrochloric acid and calcium carbonate react. This reaction CaCO3 S plus 2HCl AQ gives CaCl2 AQ plus H2OL plus CO2G. Three methods are described. You see in one, record the mass of the flask and contents every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. Number 2, measure and record the volume of gas in the syringe after 30 seconds. Number 3, count and record the total number of bubbles of gas in water every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. This doesn't make any sense, but the choice is there. Okay, which methods could be used to measure how the rate of reaction changes? So for me, 1 and 2 is practically possible. So we can measure and record the volume of gas in syringe after 30 seconds. This is practically possible. But the marking key says that 1 and 3 is the right answer. 1 and 3 is the right answer, which is C. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how you can count the number of bubbles of gas in water every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. But C is the right answer in this case. Number 18, aqueous bromine is an equilibrium mixture. Br2AQ plus H2L gives OBr minus AQ plus Br minus AQ plus 2H positive AQ. Aqueous bromine is orange in color. The species on the right-hand side of the equation are colorless. Changes are made to 3 separate portions of the equilibrium mixture. Which row shows how the color of the mixture changes when a small amount of each substance is added? So if you add sulfuric acid, what will happen? In sulfuric acid, you are adding sulfuric acid, which means the equilibrium will shift to the left-hand side, which means it will become darker orange in color. So A, B, C, one of this is correct. D is incorrect. Now I have narrowed down the choices. You have 3 choices now. What will happen if you add solid sodium bromide? If you add solid sodium bromide, it will again turn to darker orange. So C is incorrect. Either A is correct or B is correct. What will happen if you add water? If you add water, it will become paler orange because of the formation of Br minus. So B must be the right answer in this case. Number 19. In which substance does the nitrogen atom have the same oxidation number as a nitrogen atom in HNO2? So oxidation number of nitrogen in HNO2. Hydrogen is attached to all non-metals, so it must be carrying +1 charge. For nitrogen, I will write X. What about oxygen? There are 2 atoms of oxygen. If you look at the group number of oxygen, it's highly electronegative. It's here. It must be carrying -2. So I will write 2 multiplied by -2. Overall charge. Don't see any charge, so I will write 0 here. So +1 plus X gives -4 is equal to 0, or X minus 3 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +3. So it must be carrying +3. Assume the following oxidation numbers for the other elements in these compounds: H +1, F -1, O -2. They have provided this information. So N must be plus 3. A must be the right answer. So in A, it's carrying plus 3 because there are 3 atoms of fluorine and each fluorine is carrying -1. For your convenience, I'm doing the finding the oxidation number of nitrogen in other ions and compound. For NH4 positive, the overall charge is +1. We have X for nitrogen. How many atoms for hydrogen? 4. Hydrogen carry +1. So X plus 4 gives +1, or X equal to +1 minus 4 gives minus. This is incorrect. C, NO. It's very simple. Nitrogen carrying -2, so it must be carrying +2. This is also incorrect. What about NO2 plus? NO2 plus means overall charge is +1. 2 atoms of oxygen, so 2 multiplied by -2. X plus X minus 4 gives +1, or X is equal to +1 plus 4, it's carrying +5 here. This is also incorrect. A must be the right answer. Number 20, lime water is aqueous calcium hydroxide. Which statement about lime water is correct? It has a pH below 7. This is wrong. This is not acid solution. Acid solution will have pH below 7. B, it gives a blue-green color in the flame test. So we can't get blue-green color for the calcium ion in the flame test. This is also incorrect. So it must be having orange color in the flame test. C, it reacts with ammonia to form an ammonium salt. Will it react with ammonia to ammonium salt? This is wrong. Acid will react with ammonia to form ammonium salt. So only choice D must be the right answer. It turns yellow when methyl orange is added, as it is alkali. It's alkali. So this D must be the right answer in this case. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.